Spain's richest person bets billions on prime U.S. real estate. Amancio Ortega is a Spaniard conquering the U.S. in the 21st century. This month, the investment vehicle of the multi-billionaire behind Zara owner Inditex SA completed a $72.5 million deal for a downtown Chicago hotel. That followed purchase. Ortega's U.S. spending spree increases the value of his global property empire beyond $13 billion, according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index, giving him the biggest real estate portfolio among Europe's super rich. Diversifying his, if I am a billionaire investor trying to preserve my wealth for the long term, I am looking at key buildings in major cities, said Alex James, a London-based associate partner at real estate broker Knight Frank's private client team. Most billionaire. The economic stability of the U.S. has made it a popular destination for foreign real estate investors. Cross-border U.S. property makes up the largest share of the real estate owned outside Spain by Ortega's main investment vehicle, Artixo, La Coruna-based Pontegadea Inversiones SL, regulatory filings show. In March, the related video rookie home flippers get burned in U.S. downturn. The Amazon deal is a statement as it's a major infrastructure office, James said. The difference between a spokesman for Pontegadea and Ortega's charitable foundation declined to comment. Beyond the US, Pontegadea has invested in property around the UK, Canada, and Ortega's native Spain, focusing on major cities including Madrid and Toronto. In a rare move away, Ortega, 83, has a net worth of $63.6 billion, according to the Bloomberg Index, making him the world's sixth richest person. Most of his fortune. SoftBank Group Corp. founder Masayoshi Son has pledged about a third of his holding in the firm, filings show, while Larry Ellison has pledged millions of Oracle Corp. shares. Since Inditex, once the world's second richest person, Ortega's wealth slumped as Inditex revenue growth stagnated. Its shares have dropped. Revenue was growing 10% a year about a decade ago, but they were less mature than in almost every market in which they now operate, Charles Allen, a Bloomberg Intelligence retail analyst, said in an interview. The big market. Ortega has spent most of his life in the garment business. The son of a railroad, Ortega stepped down as Inditex chairman in 2011. He never had his own. He comes across as very authentic, said Keith Johnston, CEO of Family Office Council, a UK network of about 100 family offices. He's a man of the people. Copyright 2019 Bloomberg LP.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park,